Right. Today's topic is abstract class. Okay.
Okay.
Then what is the difference between abstract class and ordinary class? So abstract class is a class which is generally used as a base class. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is not a complete class. Complete class means it should have the definitions for each method. But if you take any abstract class, it, it, it has some functions which are not having definitions. So in general, we
For
create.
example, you told me one person driving a car, no need to know how the steering is moving or how it is working.
So that is a data abstraction. Data
Okay.
abstraction means hiding the internal details.
Okay.
But
This is
abstract class means
okay.
uh, this is a class in which we just specify what are the common methods for the other classes. But the definition might be changing from one class to another class. So wherever we are inheriting the abstract class, wherever
Okay.
we are using abstract class as a base class, okay.
Okay.
So whatever functions we declared inside the abstract class, those functions will be implemented in the derived classes. The reason is the implementation is different from class to class. Let's
Okay.
say if we take payment processing, right? So payment processing is different for cash payments and
Got.
it is different for card payments. Okay,
Yes.
maybe the validations might be different. Okay, so if I want to create uh, a class with abstract class, okay, which is abstract class, so in which what I do is I'll just provide what are all the functions required for the derived classes, but its implementation might be different from class to class, right? So in that case, what I do is I'll create an abstract class with the function declarations. Okay. So there are some properties given over here. What are the properties? An abstract class is a class that cannot be instantiated. Cannot be instantiated means you can't create an object for an abstract class. Okay, that is the meaning of cannot be instantiated. What is the reason why we can't create an object for abstract class? The reason is this is not a complete class. Okay, you have some functions which are not defined. Only declaration would be there. So as this is not a complete class, you can't create an object for it.
Okay.
Okay. The second point, it can contain regular methods. Regular method means in the abstract class, you can create some functions without definitions, but some functions with definitions. Okay. Definition means the logic, the complete logic is implemented in the function. Then it is a regular method or complete method. But if you just mention the method name and return type and parameters, but no definition, okay, then that case it is not a complete function. Okay. The third point, it must contain abstract methods, methods with no implementation. That is what we are talking about. It contains methods without implementation. Those methods are called abstract methods, right? Then it forces child classes to implement those methods, which means whatever methods for which you are not providing any implementation, which are called abstract methods. Okay. So these methods must be implemented inside the child class, right? That is what it forces child classes to implement the abstract methods, right?
Yeah.
Then, next point, Python provides this via the ABC module, which means if you want to create any abstract class, that class should be inherited from the ABC module. ABC is a base module from which you can create abstract classes. Okay, so these are the some of the features of abstract classes. Then
Okay.
here I have provided you some information regarding when to use abstract classes. When you want to create a common blueprint for multiple child classes. Okay, common blueprint means you just mention the functions required, but you won't specify any implementation details. Okay, but later on, whichever classes which are implemented from this class, which are inheriting from this class, they should provide the implementation for the abstract methods. Okay.
Okay.
Then example in sales example, if we take, every payment method must implement, process payment, validate, refund. So these are the functions. Every class which is dealing with the payments, they should implement these functions: process payment, validate, and a
And
refund. Okay, these are the few uh, functions we have considered, but in real time we will have many more functions. But for a simple example, if you take any payment related implementation, there should be payment processing method, validation method, and refund methods. Okay, so in this case, what I do is I will create one abstract class with these three methods. Okay, I won't provide any implementation, but I will mention these methods as abstract methods. So in the below example, if you see, payment is an abstract class. How can you say it is an abstract class? Because it is inherited from base
ABC.
module ABC.
Okay.
ABC is a module or a package in
Okay.
which we have ABC class. Okay. From this class, we are creating implement class. Payment class. Payment is a class which is inheriting from ABC.
ABC.
So you should say it is an abstract class, right? So
Okay.
inside abstract class, I have provided two functions: process payment and validate. So these two are abstract methods. So this is a decorator we are using at the rate abstract method. It says that process payment is an abstract method. So abstract method means it won't have any implementation details. Okay.
Okay.
So that is the reason why we have written as pass. It is not doing anything.
Okay.
Okay. So process payment is abstract method which will take amount. Okay. Then
Okay.
later on, the derived classes will provide the implementation for this method. Okay. Then similarly, validate is another abstract method, but it won't take any parameter. Okay.
Yes.
So as mentioned earlier, payment cannot be instantiated. Payment is an abstract class, so it is not
Initiative.
instantiated. Instantiation means creating an object. Okay, you can't create an object for it, right?
Yes.
Child classes must implement the abstract methods. So what are the abstract methods we have? Process payment, validate.
Yes.
So card payment is one derived class we are creating from payment, correct?
Yes.
Now inside this we should provide the implementation for both the abstract methods, process
Okay.
payment and validate. Okay. So based on your business logic, you can provide the implementation. As it is a card payment, you should write what are the statements required for payment processing by using card. Those details, those business logic we will implement here. Okay. Similarly, validation. Validation of a card and its payment is different than cash payment validations. So the validation details we will provide here for the card payments. Okay. Similarly, cash payment, it is also inheriting from payment, right? So here we are providing the implementation details for process payment and validate. So why we are providing process payment and validate inside the abstract class? Why we created process payment is an abstract method and validate is an abstract method? Because the process payment and validation methods are different for card payment and it is different from cash payment. If it is a cash payment, its a processing mechanism might be different than the card payments. If it is a cash payment, its a validation might be different than the card validations. Correct?
Yes.
So, based on the context, the implementation is different, but the methods are same. Correct? Process payment and validate, both the methods are required for card payment and cash payment, but implementation is different, right? So it is the responsibility of the derived classes to implement these two abstract methods. Okay, the implementation is not same for all the derived classes, but these methods are mandatory to have in the derived classes. In such cases, we will create abstract methods with we will create a abstract class with abstract methods, right? So these abstract methods should be implemented inside the derived classes. Okay, you should understand the concept here. The concept is there are some situations where you have common methods in multiple derived classes, but its functionality is different, its processing is different, right? In that case, we will use abstract class. We will create a common methods in that without any definitions. Later on, all the derived classes will provide the implementation for these methods. Its implementation details are different. Okay, so that is the concept of abstract classes. Correct. Now, let me execute this. Then this is also. Now see, here I have created an object for cash payment and card payment as well. Okay,
Okay.
P is an object for cash payment, P2 is an object for card
Cool.
payment. P1 dot validate, P dot process payment. So it will invoke the methods from cash payment. So these two will be executed.
Up.
Then card payment. For card payment, we are invoking validate and process payment. Then it will execute card payment related methods. Okay. So if you see here, this is output you are getting.
Okay.
But what if I try to create an object for base class, which is an abstract class in this case? What is the name of the base class? Payment.
Payment.
So when I try to create an object for payment method, it should not allow me to create.
Yes.
So what it is saying, you cannot instantiate abstract class. Abstract
Payment.
class name is payment with the abstract methods. What are the abstract methods we have? Process payment
Process
and
payment.
validate.
Validate.
What is the reason why it is not allowing me to create an object? Because it is not a complete class.
Yes.
So you can't create an object for it. Understood?
Okay.
Yeah, this is all about abstract classes and abstract methods.